before we get into this exercise, I really wanted to talk about my thought process throughout this whole journey. Okay, and there have been challenges that I've faced, right? In regards to losing weight, there have been challenges that I've faced with regards to doing things right. Okay, and I know for a fact that, like, sometimes, like, you have to just let yourself go and then follow the process, right? But for my case, based on what I was eating back home in Ghana, right, compared to what I started eating here, it's two totally different things. The change in foods, the change in ingredients, the change in taste. Everything is just different from what I'm used to. Okay, and I think what basically kickstarted the whole journey was with regards to me starting to eat right. Okay, compared to what I used to eat in Ghana. And I mean, I've said it before, like in Ghana, probably sometimes my breakfast is close to 1,800 calories or 1,500 calories. Depends on what I get for breakfast. And if you're a Ghanaian, you know what I mean. Like chale wache and all those things, like it's quite heavy on calories, and by the time the day is over, it's probably consumed more than 3,500 to 4,000 calories, only in foods, before like you come to snacks and all that. And if you're not mindful, like you would let yourself go. Okay, and for my case, I think that was basically what it was, right? That I sort of let myself go because of all these things, and I was oblivious to it, because I felt good, like, I felt good in my body. So I didn't think there was a need for me to do something about it until, I started seeing things relating to weight issues, and, it just hit me in my mind. I was like, you need to do something about your weight. But I always kept putting it off. I'll do it. I never did, until I came here. And like I said, I started eating right. I basically started doing things right. And I noticed a change in my body. I noticed a change in my body, okay? And that sort of clicked me right away. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to follow the process, let myself go, and let my body naturally shed itself, So all the way from March through to June, right, I was gradually losing weight from 178 kilograms. I ended up at 157. And that's when I started going to the gym, and since then, like through mid-July all the way to like October, I had lost extra weight and, lost all the way up to I think up to 43 kilograms. It's been great so far, like I said, I feel lighter, I feel more energetic, I feel more happier, so it's a good it's a good direction that I'm going, so.
Lord, I'm amazed, I don't know if you describe my feelings. Give me all the love when I need it. Oh, your name is one more, could I ask for? That's the way that you make me feel. I'll be lying if I say I'm not patient enough. Tell me one more, could I ask for? Blessings flow like a river, freezing cold in Medina. Neverland Peter, for me saying cool na majija. Took some potion dinner, I'm a sister. Might be hosting a dinner. Seafood a crunchy jollof and dessert. Vegetarian sebe ya stir fry. Veggies of course no calamari. I'm full of love, can't see on your telly. Son of the sun, I'm never unlucky. It's written and bound to happiness. Why worry? Keep going, mentally jack. I say some yes for you. Pick yourself off the floor. You design, God is yours. Keep going, mentally jack. I say some yes for you. Pick yourself off the floor. You design, God is yours. Lord, I'm amazed, I don't know if you describe my feelings. Give me all the love when I need it. Oh, your name is one more, could I ask for? That's the way that you make me feel. I'll be lying if I say I'm not patient enough. Tell me one more, could I ask for? Lord, I'm amazed, I don't know if you describe my feelings. Give me all the love when I need it. Oh, your name is one more, could I ask for? That's the way that you make me feel. I'll be lying if I say I'm not patient enough. Tell me one more, could I ask for?
That was actually hard, but it's good that we're trying because at least now I know I can push this much weight, and so that would be like my benchmark, right? I know I can do this, and then probably add more eventually when I'm getting much more stronger, with regards to like regular strength, because I had been overweight for a long time, which I still am. I wasn't really building any physical strength, right? I was just like basically building strength against my own body fat. But then the good thing is I was able to carry myself about on a daily basis, stand for up to 8 hours, doing photography. I could stand for 8+ hours, do that for a continuous number of days. And, so I was being able to carry myself around. It's just that, like, at that point where it clicked in my mind, I was like, nah, this is not a long-term goal that I want to have, like, just be big and then, which, I mean, it's fine. If you feel comfortable in your body, it's okay. But just consider it, okay? It doesn't hurt to accept or acknowledge that you need to do something about your own self. And this should be something that, you should be able to take a decision to do personally. And don't let people force you into doing it just because you think you want to please them, right? This should be a decision that you take by yourself and you work towards that. Once you're able to do that, it would keep you motivated enough to continue the whole process or to see it through from beginning to end, okay? And that's where I'm at the moment, right? But remember, it's not easy, but once you get it started, it becomes bearable. Okay, that I can tell you for sure. It becomes bearable. Once you get it off the ground and then you stay consistent for a bit, it becomes bearable and you'll be able to do it. Yeah. This drink right here, Amino Value, it's sort of water. Well, they're not sponsored anyway. They're not sponsoring this video, but anyways. I like it because it gives you muscle recovery as you're doing your workout. It's helping you recover your muscle soreness and muscle pain. Okay, so I have a question for you guys. What muscle group do you think I should target next? Right now I'm doing abs and core. I'm thinking next I should either do something related to upper body still. So either shoulder, biceps, triceps. Just because I'm already getting cuts. Like I said, I'm already getting cuts when it comes to my arms, right? So it's either I go into building bigger arms or shedding weight off my arms and then getting cuts in there, and then the next I can do my back. But yeah, I'll leave it to you guys to decide what should I target next. Should I continue with my back? Should I continue with my arms? Should I continue with my legs? Which is also another painful exercise to go through, but I think I already have big enough proportionate legs that match my body currently. So the only thing I want to get rid of are my the thigh fats, so my inner thighs, and then also build cuts for the muscle groups in my thighs. So I think with that I can target that later, but with regards to my upper body, so what should I target next? My back, chest, or arms? I'll leave that to you guys to decide.
Soon time, now me time, me ransom, go buy me phantom. When with the peace and comfort, you're free now and tongue. It be you go find them. When the time comes and we drop the anthem, we'll be a better anthem. Go and seek protection for speedy anthem. And more been to us. A lot of ways them try, but time is a rebel. You carry my matter, you go where you. Number one thing I for they tell you. A lot of ways them try, but time is a rebel. You carry my matter, you go where you. Number one thing I for they tell you. Story goes on for the slim chopper guy. History go talk, I was insane but a lie. You see me boy me damn why the heads never dies. Niggas like me never die. We live forever, you don't know what it's like. To be in my shoes for a night. So what you got to hold them tight. Mr. for me out today, right now, Mr. Spinner. Make a boss one for the killer. When the things say, when I tell me gaja. Mr. for me out today, right now, Mr. Spinner. Make a boss one for the killer. When the things say, when I tell me gaja. A lot of ways them try, but time is a rebel. You carry my matter, you go where you. Number one thing I for the tell you. A lot of ways them try, but time is a rebel. You carry my matter, you go where you. Number one thing I for the tell you. You know say I'm a sticker for the love. On the dumb I'll keep it original. I'll keep it original. You know say I'm a sticker for the love. On the dumb I'll keep it original. I'll keep it original. A lot of ways them try, but time is a rebel. You carry my matter, you go where you. Number one thing I for they tell you. A lot of ways them try, but time is a rebel. You carry my matter, you go where you. Number one thing I for they tell you.
Okay, we're basically done with today's workout. It's been a good day out trying to unbig my back. We started with warm-ups doing abs and core, and then we went straight into the iso machines. Isolateral low, isolateral, and then the lateral pull downs. We did the seated row, and we're doing the lat pull downs. This was my last set, and I'm burned out. I need to go home. I'm tired. But anyways, if you guys joined me today, thank you for joining me. My name is Nani Gray. I live and work in Japan, trying to better my life by losing weight. I've lost 43 kilograms so far, and I'm hoping to lose even more this year. The goal weight is supposed to be 90 kilograms, and we're slowly inching towards it, you know. The first quarter of the year, I'm planning to at least go down to 130 or probably 127. If I'm able to do that within the first quarter, that would be great. And then I will start targeting 110 for the next quarter. And then after I target to 110, I'll start cutting in a lot of muscle, because at that point, I think I've lost pretty much a lot of body fat. Considering my height and my age, I think I am pretty, on a steady decline. But yeah, like at 110 kilograms, I'm going to try and cut in a lot of muscle, and then I would lean off by hitting 100 kilograms in the third quarter. And then hopefully by the last quarter, I'll start, giving myself some grace and letting my body recover, just like I did last year. And then hopefully in 2026, I would hit my goal weight of 90 kilograms. So yeah, we have a long way to go, and and I know you guys are going to be here with me. I thank everyone for their support. I'm really having a good time trying to do this with you guys and trying to stay accountable and transparent with you guys as much as I can. I'm just hoping for the best, and I'll see you guys in the next video.